Welcome to the Beyond Leadership podcast, where we host outstanding individuals and we discover new dimensions of leadership and their talents and recipes for success. This is our 26th audio tip of the week. Here are some fun facts about number 26. Did you know that Rubik's Cube can always be solved in 26 moves or less? And Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th president of the US. In a human foot, there are 26 bones. And in Italian, percipete veloci involmente has 26 letters and is the equivalent of the English ASAP, as soon as possible. Today's tip of the week is based on the article Did You Get My Slack Email Text? Written by The One, published in May in 2021 in Harvard Business Review. Many of us are in the midst of a major transition from remote to hybrid work, which is affecting how we communicate with our colleagues. Back when we were in the office, we all knew the unwritten rules of communication. As a manager, it's essential to help your team establish new rooms and new norms around digital interactions. This should be a collective process, so set up a group brainstorming with the explicit goal to document new rules and expectations around how you will communicate in a hybrid environment. Here are a few key questions to ask. What's been the most collaborative experience you've had in each of these channels? Email, video calls, texting, and indirect messaging, like Microsoft Teams, Slack, and Skype. Number 2, based on these positive experiences, what are the norms that we want to set up for each channel? As you set up these guidelines, think about message length, complexity, and response time. How long is too long for indirect message? Do you want to put a limit on the number of people to include in a group? When, if ever, is it appropriate to text someone? What is the expected response time for emails? Number 3, when we transition to a hybrid office, how will we stay inclusive of our remote employees and avoid potential biases? Number 4, given that many of us are working asynchronously, how will we be sure to communicate when we are working while still respecting everyone's personal time? Once you've outlined the team's ground rules, document them and share them in a public place so that people can refer to them when needed. But don't assume they're set in stone. Check in with your team after a few weeks to see if the rules of engagement to be tweaked. It's essential for managers to establish norms around digital communication with their teams. Having a detailed guide will help ensure that everyone on your team is on the same page and has the same expectations, regardless of who is working from where. What channel do you use mostly? Do you have written guides on how to communicate in hybrid environment? This was this week's tip of the week. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on all podcast channels like Spotify, Apple, Google, Castbox, and also follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. And we also have a new website, beyondleadership.si. Till next time.